Well. I hope everybody had a great Derby weekend for sure. And this is your Speed King eating a humble pie. Hey, let me give a good big shout out to Mystik Dan for sure on his win, tremendous win, and Kenny McPeak and the connection. But I'm telling you, I couldn't have been more wrong. I thought Fierceness would beat them horses down. I was dead wrong. And a lot of you were dead right. Now, I was a nose away from keeping my top 10 throwouts horses to never win a Derby. Well, that's over. Mystik Dan won it. He was on the top 10 throwout list. So, that's the way it goes. I had a great time, for sure. Went out disco dancing. You've probably seen my video. And I still made a couple G's over the weekend, doing this or that. But again, just a great turnout. Everybody, thanks for the tip sheets. They did very well. And just such a good time. And you guys being so classy. And the people giving the Speed King the business a little bit, which is fine. I'm a big boy. I could take it. When you're wrong, you're wrong. And I was wrong, for sure. But the question that I pose as we turn our attention to Maryland. Should Mystik Dan skip the Preakness? Question 1. Who else is going to skip the Preakness? Well, we know the runner-up, Sierra Leone. You know Chad wasn't bringing that horse back in 2 weeks. Heading right up to Saratoga because that's where the Belmont Stakes will be run this year. Fair enough. That's Chad Brown, right? And me personally, I like 4 to 6 weeks in between races, right? And secondly, of course, Fierceness will not be showing up at the Preakness. Probably being appointed to the Belmont Stakes. Maybe we can redeem ourselves there. Because I was so disappointed in the way Fierceness ran. Now, I seen a couple things. He hobbled. No excuses. No crying in baseball. No excuses in horse races. So we know Sierra Leone and the favorite, Fierceness, won't be there. And the looming question is the Preakness becoming a race that is becoming insignificant because of the time between the Derby, the first Saturday of May, and the third Saturday of May? Just too short of a window. Now, we've seen, I don't know, how many is it? 13, 14 Triple Crown winners take that path. But more and more, because these horses that win the Derby they're black type horses, and there's no reason to rush them back for 2 weeks when you can wait 5 and run up at Belmont. So maybe we should consider, or the industry should consider, moving that time out between the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness. 2 weeks, in my opinion, is much too short to be rolling your horse back, traveling 2 weeks later, and then you have fresh shooters sitting there that didn't run in the Derby. The connections have to think long and hard. One, they're not going to risk their Derby winner, who obviously just upped his ante for breeding. Big time. So the question is, should Mystik Dan skip it? If it was me, they'll never see my horse in Maryland. 2 weeks is too fast of a turnaround, right? That's just me. Now, who's going to be in the Preakness? Well, we all know the field is going to be extremely short. That's the other conundrum. 3/4 of the Derby horses won't run in the Preakness, and they're usually the second and third place finishers, unless they did something fantastic and don't get the rest. They're usually going to skip it as well. Okay, so we know Sierra Leone's not coming, pointing for the Belmont. Third place runner Forever Young is heading back overseas. Who will be sitting there? Well, right now, possibilities, it's a field of 8. Copper Tax may get in, but that's not the issue. Bob Baffer's sitting there with Muth, who I thought between Muth and Niso are the 2 best 3-year-olds in the country, even above Fierceness. I thought those 3 was far the best 3-year-olds. And we know the Arkansas Derby winner, right, is going to be tough. He's already beat Mystik Dan. Obviously, Mystik Dan ran 4th in the Arkansas Derby. So, who should skip it? All new shooters. Should they just hand the thing over to Bob Baffert? Because Muth is a very nice horse. And I think Niso is even a nicer horse than Muth. Okay? So let's get a healthy discussion about 2 weeks from now as we, because this is what we love to do. Respectfully, classy, with dignity. Right? He has a horse called Imitation, trained by Bob Baffert, obviously. Frankie Dettori's is in the orange, by Into Mischief. Nice horse. Bob's got 2 that's pointing towards Merlin, and they both are very, very good. Asmussen is threatening to run Inform Patriot in the race for sure. Horse by Hardspun. We talked about Muth. We know how talented he is. His sire, of course, is Good Magic. And Juan Hernandez should be in the orange there for sure. We know the favorite's going to skip it. And then Campbell have a horse called Patriot Spirit. Don't like the numbers on that horse. But how about D. Wayne Lucas running in the Preakness with Seize the Gray? That's the Pat Day runner. Lucas don't have no problem running his horses back every week. See Winning Colors or, you know what I mean? He runs his horses back very fast, okay? So Seize the Gray ran a beautiful, beautiful race for sure. We cashed a nice ticket there, and that horse could be possible. And then, of course, Chad Brown might point Tuscan Gold, which I think he's going to lean probably to the Peter Pan instead of the Preakness. And then Uncle Heavy could get in for Butch Reed and company. So, we can pretty much count on Mystik Dan skipping the Preakness. The 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place horses will not be in this year's Preakness, providing that they don't run Mystik Dan. Bob Baffert is sitting there with 2 monsters, Muth and Imitation, for sure. Tuscan Gold has a great shot, but I'd rather see him run into Peter Pan. So there's a chance that we would have a field of 7 or 8 in the Preakness. We might need to revisit the Preakness. Probably need to spread this out. What would you think? 3 weeks or 4 weeks? 3 weeks at the minimum, for sure. To give the Derby horse a chance to recover and make the connection says, hey, we want to go for the Triple Crown. So let me know what to think. Let's start talking about the Preakness a little bit. Let's see what kind of fanfare we get on this race. Hopefully, some horses are run and it don't turn out to be a 6 or 7 horse field for sure. 2 weeks from last Saturday, which would be the 18th for sure. As always, thanks so much. We're going to return to our regular programming, hit some stake races. Monmouth Park opens up on May 11th this weekend, down on the Jersey Shore for sure, right? My home track. And as always, thanks so much for all your love and support. And please, let me be the first to say it again. Your Speed King was wrong in this year's Derby. I was so disappointed. So I'll eat my humble pie. No doubt about it. When you're wrong, Speed King, you're just flat out wrong. I just know how to come on and tell y'all I was wrong. So as always, stay classy in everything you do. We're going to turn our attention for this upcoming weekend to maybe like the Peter Pan, some other races. The Peter Pan, Monmouth Park got the Long Branch going. We got quite a few stake races this weekend that we're going to take a look at. Aqueduct has the Man of War turf race, has the Peter Pan, has the Run Happy Stakes over there. Santa Anita's doing some work over there with the Santa Barbara Stakes. So we got a few things to poke at. Opening day at Monmouth Park on Saturday in the Long Branch. We're going to throw a couple videos out there. We're going to have a bunch of fun. I'm not going to go disco dancing. I'm still soaking in Epsom salt, for sure. Thanks once again, folks, for all your classiness, for all your support with the tip sheets, for all of the videos you've watched. It helped drive the revenue to our channel. But most of all, I tip my hat to all those people who loved Mystik Dan. And it was a lot of them. I thought he would move up. It was on a slop. Maybe it was a little moist. Ran a beautiful, beautiful race. Y'all was right. I was wrong. I stand corrected for sure. My name is Wayne Bolden. I'm still your Speed King. Well, the Speed King was wrong. Well, but I had a bunch of fun down on the Jersey Shore boogie. Great time, y'all. This is what it should be about. Fun. Let's never take the fun out of this. And entertainment. And I got him this weekend. I got a great new picture of me and my grandson over here. Look at that. We both pointing up to something, you know. So, I mean, life is just good. Thanks so much for all your classy support. My name is Wayne Bolden. I remain humble. For sure. I was so wrong. But could Fierceness be sitting there in the Belmont waiting for him? Uh-oh. No, he didn't. Maybe.